Let's be real. Cars aren't built like they used to be, and repairs are more expensive than ever. But what if you could outsmart all of that with just a few simple habits? That's exactly what we're diving into today. In this video, we're revealing 12 insanely practical habits that can keep your car running like new for half a million miles. Yes, 500,000. And watch till the end, because we're also dropping bonus pro tips that even some mechanics miss, including one myth that's ruined thousands of Japanese cars. Number 1, stop listening to the dealer. Change your oil way before they say to. Here's a truth bomb that most mechanics won't tell you. If you're following your dealer's or manufacturer's oil change recommendation, you're slowly killing your engine. That whole change your oil every 10,000 miles thing, it's marketing. It's designed to make the car look low maintenance on paper. But in reality, that's way too long, especially if you actually plan on keeping your car past 100,000, let alone 500,000 miles. If you're using full synthetic, change it every 5,000 miles. If it's conventional, aim for every 3,000. Not negotiable. And don't wait for your dashboard to tell you. It's usually too late by then. Why so aggressive? Because engine oil is doing way more than you think. It's not just lubing the engine, it's catching metal particles, neutralizing acids, carrying heat, and preventing sludge. Every extra 1,000 miles you stretch it is a gamble you don't want to take. Track your oil changes manually. Use a notebook, an app, anything, but stay in control. Don't trust the dealer to care more about your engine than their service upsell chart. Number 2, clean your MAF sensor. Turbo engines especially can't afford dirty data. Modern engines live and die by airflow precision, and no part controls that more than your mass airflow MAF sensor. It tells your engine how much air is coming in so it can balance fuel and fire perfectly. When it's dirty, everything goes off balance. Rough idle, hesitation, poor mileage, weak acceleration. Sound familiar? If you're driving a turbocharged engine, especially on something like a VW GTI, Subaru WRX, or Ford EcoBoost, you can't afford airflow miscalculations. Turbos depend on split-second tuning. A dirty MAF throws off the air-fuel ratio and puts you one bad pull away from detonation or early turbo failure. Cleaning it is easy. Unplug it, spray it down with MAF sensor cleaner only, never use carb or brake cleaner, let it air dry, and reinstall. Takes 10 minutes. Costs under $20. Huge payoff. You don't need to wait for a check engine light. Make it a habit to clean your MAF sensor every 15,000 to 20,000 miles. More often if you run an oiled air filter like K&N, which can leave residue. This one habit improves throttle response, smooths out idle, protects your turbo, and makes sure your engine is running smarter, not harder. Number 3, change your air filter every 12,000 miles or once a year. This one's so simple. It almost sounds too easy, but it's one of the most overlooked maintenance habits out there. If you want your engine to live a long, healthy life, give it the one thing it can't survive without: clean air. Your engine burns a mix of fuel and air to generate power, but if that air is full of dust, dirt, and road debris, you're basically sandblasting your engine from the inside. A clogged air filter chokes performance, burns more fuel, and puts extra stress on components like spark plugs and pistons. Most people forget about their air filter until it's clogged solid. Don't be that person. Make it a rule. Replace your engine air filter every 12,000 miles or once a year, whichever comes first. And if you drive in dusty areas, on gravel roads, or through heavy traffic daily, check it even sooner. Don't fall for the change it every 30,000 miles myth in the owner's manual. That's a shortcut for warranty purposes, not longevity. And definitely don't wait for a check engine light to tell you it's too late. A $45 filter now can prevent thousands in repairs later. Number 4, change your transmission fluid before it becomes liquid sandpaper. Your engine might get all the love, but your transmission is just as critical and way more expensive to fix. Modern transmissions, especially CVTs, continuously variable transmissions, in Nissans or 8 to 10 speed automatics in newer Fords, Hondas, and Toyotas, run hotter and tighter than ever. Their tolerances are unforgiving, and when fluid breaks down, it's like circulating liquid sandpaper through a $5,000 machine. Don't wait for it to slip or jerk. By the time that happens, internal damage is already done. And here's the myth that's wrecked thousands of perfectly good gearboxes. The idea that universal transmission fluid works in every car. It doesn't. Using generic fluid in a Japanese transmission can mess with shift logic, break down seals, and trash internal clutches. This one mistake has quietly destroyed countless Toyota and Honda transmissions. The real move? Drain and fill your transmission fluid every 40,000 to 60,000 miles. Use only OEM specified fluid. For example, Honda ATF DW1 for Honda, Toyota WS for Toyota. Don't cheap out with the wrong stuff, or you could wreck your shift logic and cause premature wear. Pro tip: if the fluid has never been changed and you're past 100,000 miles, don't do a full flush. It can dislodge buildup debris that's actually holding the system together. In that case, do a gentle drain and fill only, maybe in 2 stages. Number 5, flush your brake fluid, or pay later in repairs and risk. Brake fluid doesn't just sit there quietly doing its job. Over time, it absorbs moisture from the air, even in a sealed system. That moisture lowers the boiling point and turns your brake fluid from a protective liquid into a corrosion cocktail. And when that happens, you get rusted calipers, swollen seals, and a soft brake pedal when you need it most. Worst case, your brakes fail during an emergency stop. Most drivers don't think about their brake fluid until something feels off. By then, the damage is already in motion. That's why smart owners flush it every 2 to 3 years, regardless of mileage. Doesn't matter if the car is driven hard or just to the store and back. It's about time, not distance. You don't need to be a mechanic to check it. $20 brake fluid testers are plug and play. Dip it, press a button, and if it reads over 3% moisture, you're due. Clean fluid gives you stronger, safer braking. It also protects expensive ABS components that can cost thousands to replace. It's not the kind of maintenance you feel immediately, but it's the kind that saves you from surprise bills and keeps your stopping power sharp for the long haul. Number 6, rotate your tires every 5,000 miles or burn through them fast. Tire rotation isn't just about getting even wear. It's about protecting your suspension, fuel economy, and bank account. Here's why it matters. In most cars, especially front-wheel drive, the front tires wear out faster than the rears. They're doing all the heavy lifting, steering, accelerating, and most of the braking. That constant workload adds up, wearing down the tread unevenly while your tires still look good. And it's not just the tires you're wearing down. That uneven tread puts extra strain on your alignment, your shocks, and your fuel economy. You'll start feeling vibrations, noticing poor handling, and burning more gas, maybe without even realizing it. To prevent that, rotate your tires every 5,000 to 7,500 miles, no excuses. Make it a routine, like your oil changes. It keeps wear balanced, grip consistent, and replacements less frequent. Ignore it, and you'll be buying tires sooner, fixing suspension problems faster, and wondering why your car doesn't drive like it used to. Number 7, replace your fuel filter before your fuel pump pays the price. Your engine needs clean fuel to run right. But over time, dirt, rust flakes, and microscopic debris start building up in your tank, and that gunk has one destination: your fuel filter. A clogged fuel filter doesn't just make your car feel sluggish, it forces your fuel pump to work overtime, trying to push fuel through a narrow, dirty passage. That extra stress overheats the pump, shortens its life, and eventually sends it to the graveyard. And here's the kicker: a new fuel filter costs around $40. A new fuel pump? Try $500 to $1,000 before labor. The fix is easy. Replace your fuel filter every 30,000 to 60,000 miles, depending on your vehicle. Older cars need it closer to 30,000. Newer cars with in-tank filters may go longer, but don't ignore it just because it's harder to access. Pro tip: before swapping it, relieve the fuel system pressure, usually by pulling the fuel pump fuse and running the engine until it dies. And always work in a ventilated area. Gas fumes aren't just strong, they're flammable. If your car starts hesitating, misfiring, or dying under load, don't jump straight to injectors or sensors. It might just be a fuel filter crying for help. Before we jump into the next habit, quick reality check. If you're getting value out of this video, smash that like button. Number 8, flush your coolant every 5 years, or your engine pays the price. Coolant isn't just about keeping your engine from overheating on a summer road trip. It's your engine's corrosion defense system. And when it's old, it starts doing the exact opposite. After about 5 years or 50,000 miles, coolant begins to break down. It gets acidic. Instead of protecting your engine, it starts eating it from the inside. We're talking rusted water pumps, rotted seals, clogged heater cores, and in worst cases, head gasket failure. That's a $2,000 plus repair because you didn't flush $20 worth of coolant. And don't trust what color it is. Pink, green, orange, it all goes bad. Modern long life coolants still degrade from heat cycles and time. Ignore it, and you're letting your engine marinate in a chemical soup of corrosion and metal shavings. The smart move? Flush your coolant every 5 years or 50,000 miles, whichever comes first. That's the real life interval that keeps your system clean and your engine safe. If your car's older and hasn't had it done in a while, don't wait for symptoms like mystery overheating or white smoke from the exhaust. Clean coolant now or a cracked block later. Your call. Number 9. Replace your PCV valve every 30,000 miles. It's $15 that saves you $1,500. Think of the PCV valve as your engine's pressure relief system. It vents excess gas and vapor from the crankcase so your engine doesn't start turning into a pressure cooker. But here's the problem. Over time, that little valve gets clogged or stuck. And when it does, pressure builds up. Gaskets start leaking, oil consumption spikes, and in bad cases, it can even blow out seals or warp your valve cover. You'll hear people ignore it because it's cheap and small, but those people also end up wondering why they're burning a quart of oil every 1,000 miles. The fix? Replace your PCV valve every 30,000 to 50,000 miles. It usually costs between $10 and $20, and most engines make it a 10-minute job. Twist out the old one, pop in the new one, and inspect the vent hose while you're there. A failing PCV valve is also behind a ton of mystery performance issues, like rough idle, poor MPG, or oil in your air filter. You don't need fancy diagnostics, just swap it before it causes problems. This one's low effort, low cost, and high impact. Exactly the kind of habit that keeps cars running to 500,000 miles and beyond. Number 10. Service your differential and transfer case, because gears don't like dirty oil. If you drive a rear wheel, all wheel, or four wheel drive vehicle, this is the habit that'll keep your drivetrain from turning into scrap metal. Your differential and transfer case are filled with heavy duty gear oil, the stuff that protects your axles and gears from grinding themselves to death. But like everything else, it breaks down. It gets dirty, thick, and contaminated with metal shavings from wear. Ignore it, and that oil becomes more like sludge. The result? Noisy diffs, slipping four-wheel drive, and eventually expensive rebuilds that can cost thousands. Most people skip this because it's not as visible as an oil change, but high-mileage owners know this is a silent killer. Play it smart. Change the differential and transfer case fluid every 30,000 to 50,000 miles. Even sooner if you tow or off-road. Use the exact fluid your vehicle calls for. No guessing, no mixing brands. It's a messy job, yeah, but it's also a rare one. Do it every few years and you've got one more bulletproof piece in your drivetrain. Long haulers don't skip this, and if you're aiming for 500,000 miles, neither should you. Number 11. Replace the timing belt on time. Ask any Honda owner what happens if you don't. If your engine has a timing belt, this isn't optional maintenance. It's a countdown timer. Miss it, and you're not just stalling out on the freeway, you could be rebuilding your engine from the inside out. The timing belt keeps your valves and pistons moving in perfect sync. If it snaps, the pistons slam into the valves at full speed. The result: bent valves, cracked pistons, destroyed heads. Easily $2,000 to $5,000 in engine repairs. This isn't rare. Honda's 3.5-liter V6, older Toyota V6s, Mitsubishi, Acura TL, even some Subaru models all use timing belts. Many owners never think about it until they're stranded. Or worse, they find out the hard way theirs snapped 10,000 miles past due. The fix? Replace your timing belt every 60,000 to 100,000 miles, depending on your engine. Don't wait for symptoms. There usually aren't any. These belts almost always fail without warning. And while you're in there, replace the water pump and tensioner at the same time. They share the same labor, and skipping them is just asking for a return trip to the shop. This habit doesn't come cheap, but it saves your engine. And if you're serious about hitting 500,000 miles, it's non-negotiable. Number 12. Wash your undercarriage. Rust doesn't care how good your engine is. You can baby your engine, change fluids like clockwork, and keep your car tuned to perfection. But if the undercarriage rots out, it's game over. Rust is the silent killer, especially if you live in snowy states with road salt or near the coast with salty air. It creeps into your brake lines, fuel lines, suspension mounts, and frame. Once it sets in, there's no reversing it. Just patch jobs until something critical snaps, and it always does. You know what's crazy? Most people never wash the underside of their car. Out of sight, out of mind, until a mechanic tells you your subframe looks like Swiss cheese. Here's the move: do a full undercarriage wash at least once every season. In winter, do it monthly. Most touchless car washes have an underbody spray. Use it. Got a pressure washer at home? Even better. If you really want to bulletproof your car, consider a rust inhibiting spray like Fluid Film or Crown once a year. It's cheap insurance for anyone planning to drive their vehicle past the 200,000 or 300,000 mark. Rust doesn't care how many oil changes you've done. If your frame's gone, the car's gone. There you have it. 12 real habits that make the difference between a car that dies at 150,000 and one that powers past 500,000 miles. No gimmicks, no dealer fluff, just what actually works. If you get any value from this video, or it gave you that aha moment, hit that subscribe button and drop a like. Let's keep your car running like new, no matter how old it gets.